Do you want to manage your finances like a pro? This is how we're going to do it. Hello there, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to everyone's hearts, and that is how to manage your finances like a pro, even if you're just starting out or this is a relatively new thing for you. That's right, we're talking all about beginner finances. So sit tight, grab a snack, grab a drink, let's go to it. Making saving effortless. Okay then, let's start with trying to establish a foundation of financial security. Saving. Did you know that if you gradually put a portion of your earnings to the side, you'll gradually build quite a substantial emergency fund? In the UK, sources such as the Money Advice Service and the Financial Times suggest that you should aim to save around 20% of your income. This is with the goal of gradually saving 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. If, like me, you have dependents, experts recommend you should probably aim for the latter part of that, so aim more towards the 6. This ensures that you have a greater spectrum of financial stability. Having an emergency fund can ease pressure when it comes to any unforeseen circumstances, such as job loss or an accident or any sort of unforeseen circumstance. Having that fund there can really help and make it so it's stress-free, or as stress-free as it can be. But not only that, is it can do a great world of good for your well-being, but also it can help you to take those nervous first steps into a career or the lifestyle that you actually want, whether that be retraining or anything along those lines. Potentially taking time away from work so that you can retrain into something more specific, what you actually want to do. Some ways to help mitigate if you leave your job, for example, is to leave on very good terms. That's always advised, because you never know, you may need to go back, you may want to go back, and you don't want to burn those bridges. Another example of how you can be secure in this and potentially take action when you've saved up 3 months over 6 months is if where you're trained is an in-demand skill set. So some examples were, if you're trained in retail, shops are always open and always recruiting, same as fast food, healthcare, so the NHS, most things to do with IT, as well as education. Those professions are always looking to take on new people, new candidates. All of these steps can come together to help create a safety net and peace of mind. Stress-free budgeting. So the common issue, let's address it. Budgeting. Most people panic when they hear the word budgeting, but did you know you can budget and that not mean you have to sacrifice? In reality, a well-structured budget allows you to create the flexibility in your financial situation to allow yourself the treats that you like and all that sort of stuff, but still being aware of what's going on so you can put money into your savings and start building that emergency fund. Places like the Money Saving Expert really emphasize the importance of monitoring your expenses and setting personal, practical, financial objective goals. A good rule of thumb for this, which a lot of people follow, is the 50-30-20 rule. What that means is you spend 50% of your income on what you need to survive, 30% of that towards entertainment, some non-necessities, some luxury items, bits and bobs that you fancy that aren't necessary but are good for your well-being, and 20% goes towards paying off your debts, and then eventually goes to your saving fund. My personal favourite, and what I like to do, is a zero-based budgeting. What you do with that is you take in all of your income and you make sure that you allocate every single pound that you have coming in so you know exactly where it's going. That way you can't deviate from it because it doesn't have a place. That way you can't deviate from it because you've already allowed for where you need it to go. So an example of something which some people might find unnecessary when saving is that I ensure that my partner goes to get her nails done once a month. The reason for this is because we've been through a hard time and it really works wonders for her well-being, and it's not the most expensive thing out there. So I see that as a huge return on investment for her well-being, the amount of money that we pay to get her nails done. When it comes to implementing these budgeting techniques, there's various ways around. You can use digital tools like budgeting apps, spreadsheets. You can even use online banking, even though I don't always find that's as flexible. You can even just use a pen and paper. You can use some newer banking apps such as Monzo, they're very good. You can even write on a calendar when money comes in and when money is going out and where it's going, so you can keep a running tally throughout the month. What I personally do is I keep an electronic Excel sheet for myself. It's in the cloud so I can get to it whenever I want to. If I'm out shopping, I can see where I'm spending money. But also, my partner likes his pen and paper, so we also have a book that's just labelled money. I'll get it. I'm a sucker for stationery. But how we also keep track on our spending is we withdraw flexible amounts. So for example, our food and our petrol, where there's a slight variance on it, we withdraw a set amount for each week in cash and keep it in a little folder. That way we know how much we're spending. And if we manage to make a saving one week, we can put it towards the next week or vice versa and go from there. Now, once you've established your emergency fund and got your debts down, you might want to start looking into the world of investment. All the experts say that if you're looking to minimize risk when it comes to investing, the key is to diversify. Money-wise, and this is money, both stress the importance of having a diverse portfolio when it comes to investing. As I've said before, I'm not a financial advisor, this is just experience. It's important that you invest in different subsections of investment just to solidify your portfolio and keep it nice and diverse. What that does, it will protect your portfolio from market crashes and fluctuations and just keeps things nice and stable. Some key investment types are stocks. They represent ownership in a company. How they appreciate is capital appreciation, where the value of the company goes up, or potentially you will receive dividends from the company if they're doing well. Bonds. Bonds are usually government issued debts to corporations, and what they do is they offer a periodic return on interests as well as a return of the face value when it's at maturity. Real estate. Everyone knows about real estate, and it usually has quite a high price point to get into. What that involves is purchasing properties for rental, but also land for real estate development, but also for potential appreciation in the land. Mutual funds. This is a pool of money from investors that's invested in a diversified portfolio. It's managed by professionals and usually relatively low risk. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is digital or virtual currency. It uses cryptography for security. The big examples are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Cryptocurrency involves buying them and holding on to the assets with the hope that they appreciate in value. Those that are eager to get involved in investment, a nice app to use and with a very low entry is Trading 212. There are others out there, but that way you can have a poke around and have a look and see how things go. It also has a practice account, so you can see what would happen if you had that kind of money ready to go without any real risk to yourself and your own finances. Now you get into the meaty stuff. Credit, taxes, and more. So, credit scores. It's time to demystify them, as well as taxes and everything in between. A good thing about regularly checking your credit score is that it can help identify errors and prevent fraudulent activity against you, because certain fraudulent activities that can be done without your knowledge will lower your credit score, and then you'll know what's going on and you'll see it, whereas you might not be aware if you're not keeping your finger on the pulse with this. Experian will check your credit score for you for free, as well as quite a lot of banking apps now from the big players such as NatWest and Lloyds. They also have a credit score checking thing on their app. If you maintain a healthy credit report and keep a good credit score, this can work wonders when it comes to getting credit for credit cards, loans, mortgages, and in the long run you can actually find yourself paying a lot less in interest if your credit score is a lot lower, as well as being able to potentially lend a lot more with a better credit score. And you can use that money to help you progress, move forward, anything like that. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's a really good idea to understand what can affect your credit score, such as moving house often, making sure that you keep your house details up to date and use the right details. Otherwise, it can almost be seen as fraudulent from that point of view. If you're at the point where you've gone through the other stages and you want to make the most of this, I would consider seeking professional advice. And this way you can maximize your savings with your tax and your credit score. And there you have it. It's not that bad. We've delved into the essentials of beginner finance. Obviously this is very UK based. Remember, the first steps are establishing a solid foundation, and that's usually the best way to get the best return and easiest way to get the best return on your money. There's nothing stopping you from watching this video and going and make a budget now and already start to reap the benefits. There's no entry, you can just do it as soon as you're ready. Make sure you move through these steps to try and build that foundation of knowledge and build the financial safety net that we all want. I hope you found some insight in this video, and I hope the advice I've given is practical. And if you need any help or advice, please do comment and we'll go from there. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, share with others. Thank you.